On the morning of January 24th, 2006, 24-year-old Jennifer Kesse left her condominium in Orlando, Florida, just before 7:30 a.m. She was heading to work. Jennifer lived at the Mosaic at Millennia Complex, a gated condominium community near Orlando's mall at Millennia. She had recently returned from a vacation with her boyfriend, Rob Allen, just days earlier. Everything about that morning appeared normal. Jennifer followed routines closely. She was organized, responsible, reliable. She always called her mother during her commute. But on this morning, that call never came. At approximately 7:30 a.m., Jennifer is believed to have left her condo for work. Around 10 a.m., her employer noticed she hadn't arrived. That was unusual. Jennifer had never missed work without notice. Her boyfriend attempted to call her cell phone. No answer. Soon after, the phone began going straight to voicemail. Concern grew quickly. Her family contacted her apartment complex. They requested access to her unit. Inside, nothing appeared disturbed. Her clothes were laid out for work. There were no signs of forced entry. Her car, however, was gone. That's when the timeline shifted from concern to crisis. Later that day, Jennifer's black Chevy Malibu was located approximately 2 miles away at another apartment complex called Huntington on the Green. The vehicle had been parked in a designated space. It was locked. There were no obvious signs of struggle inside. No blood, no broken windows, no signs of forced entry. But security footage from that complex would reveal something chilling. Surveillance cameras captured a person parking Jennifer's vehicle at approximately 12 p.m. that same day. The individual exited the car and calmly walked away. The footage shows a person wearing light-colored clothing, possibly work attire. But what makes this footage so infamous is this. As the person walks past a metal fence near the camera, their face is blocked by fence posts in every frame, every single frame. When investigators reviewed the footage, they discovered that in each still image where the person's face should have been visible, a vertical fence bar obstructed the view. It wasn't one frame. It wasn't two. It was every usable frame. To this day, the identity of that person remains unknown. Authorities have described the individual as approximately 5 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 5 inches tall, based on stride analysis. But without a visible face, no identification has ever been made. At the time, construction was ongoing at Jennifer's condo complex. Several units were being renovated. Multiple workers were on site during the weeks leading up to her disappearance. Investigators interviewed construction employees. Some workers were undocumented immigrants, and several reportedly left the area shortly after Jennifer vanished. Law enforcement conducted numerous interviews and followed up on tips. However, no arrests were made. Authorities have never publicly named a suspect. Over the years, investigators reviewed surveillance footage repeatedly, conducted interviews with friends, neighbors, and co-workers, examined phone records, checked toll booth and traffic camera data, searched nearby wooded areas and lakes, investigated potential persons of interest. Despite these efforts, no physical evidence has ever publicly linked any individual to Jennifer's disappearance. There was no confirmed crime scene. No body was ever found. Jennifer's parents, Drew and Joyce Kesse, have spent nearly 2 decades pushing for answers. In 2018, the Kesse family filed a lawsuit against the Orlando Police Department to gain access to the full case file. In 2019, they won. The court ordered that the records be released to them. In 2020, the Kesse family officially took over the investigation privately, hiring their own investigators. They continue to work the case independently, reviewing thousands of documents and leads. They have consistently stated they believe someone knows what happened. Over the years, multiple theories have surfaced. Abduction in the parking lot, targeted crime, crime of opportunity, someone inside the complex, someone connected to construction work. However, law enforcement has never confirmed a motive. Robbery does not appear to have been the objective. Nothing was taken from her apartment. Her car was simply relocated. The lack of violence evidence inside the vehicle or apartment has made reconstruction extremely difficult. Unlike many missing persons cases, Jennifer's disappearance happened in broad daylight, in a gated community, on a weekday morning. She had plans. She had a routine. She had just returned from vacation. There were no warning signs. And the most haunting detail remains the surveillance footage. The person who parked her car was captured on camera, but the fence posts blocked the face in every usable frame. To this day, that footage continues to circulate, and someone, somewhere, likely recognizes that walk. Jennifer Kesse has never been found. No arrests have been made. The case remains open. The FBI has assisted. Rewards have been offered. Thousands of tips have been reviewed. But the identity of the person in that footage remains unknown. Jennifer was 24 years old. She left for work on a Tuesday morning, and she never came home.